Hello everybody and welcome to another episode. In today's episode I will show you how to properly remove and replace your front shock absorbers along with the flanges and bushings from a BMW 3 Series. I believe this is an E90 model, but this car is made from the year 2006 to 2012 I think, I'm not sure, but this method is working for almost any BMW out there. First, what we have to do is to lift the car up, and I recommend you to lift both of the wheels because in this case you don't have any pressure onto the sway bar links and onto the sway bar, and it will be easier for you to remove those. I already put my car on the jack stand, and from here just follow what I'm doing. I already removed the front wheel, and from here what we have to do is to remove this bolt from the shock absorber, this one, and it's very hard to see it because the suspension parts are covered in a lot of dirt. I'm not sure why it's so much dirt on here. After that you'll have to remove the bolt from the sway bar link, the top bolt. After that you'll have to remove the tie rod end from right here. Then you'll have this bolt from right here, from this arm. You'll have to remove this arm from the chassis. It's a little difficult to remove that bolt because the bolt is hitting onto the cover from the tie rod end into the protection dust, and you will have to lift a little the dust protection, but it can be done. After that you'll have here at the top 3 bolts, and to remove the bolt from under the bar you'll have to remove the bolt from the bar, this one, and after that you'll have to lift the bar up and the bolt can be removed very easy. Okay everybody, so to remove the nut from the sway bar link you'll have to hold the bolt from behind. You will have to use a 17mm key, and in my case I'm also using an impact gun because it's very easy and fast, and if you're doing like so the bolt will come out very easy, perfectly. So the bolt is out, and from here just remove the metal bracket and push the sway bar link behind. You have to push it and remove it like this. After that, to remove the tie rod end, you'll have to use a 21mm socket and an impact gun. If you don't have an impact gun, you can also use your regular toolbox key, but you will have to put a little more force to remove the bolt because in some cases the bolt can be very stuck. After that, after you remove the bolt, you just have to wiggle the suspension, you just have to wiggle the brake disc, and the tie rod end will come out. Then what we will have to do is to go behind it and remove the lower arm. But before removing the lower arm, you will have first to remove the headlight leveling sensor, because if you don't remove this sensor, it can be very possible to break it, and if you break it, those sensors can be very expensive, depends on the car. You just have to remove the lock pin and the sensor can be removed. You have to put it aside, but only if you're removing the bolt which is holding the lower arm, the sensor can be removed completely. To remove the bolt from the lower arm, you will have to use 2 18mm keys, one on each side, and like I said earlier at the beginning of this video, this bolt can be very hard to remove because the bolt will hit the dust protection for the tie rod end and it will pass it very hard. You have to lift the dust protection in order to go with the bolt outside, in order to push the bolt outside, and sometimes can be very tricky, but it can be done with a little of patience. To remove the bolt from the shock absorber, you'll have to use two 17mm sockets, one on each side, and after that the bolt can be removed very easy. You'll have to use two keys, because if you don't use, the bolt will spin onto the other side and you'll have to hold it from not spinning. After you remove the bolt, you'll have also to remove this metal bracket. This metal bracket is holding the wires, and you will have to know and make sure you know the position when you install it later onto the shock absorber. With a little of patience, I'm able to remove the bolt from the lower arm. The bolt goes right there in that hole, and from here you just have to pull from the entire suspension, from the entire shock absorber. You have to pull it towards you, and after that it will come out, and you just have to let it hang. From here you'll have to take a metal bar like this one and put it behind the shock absorber, because you have to open the mounting bracket enough to let the shock absorber come out, and you have to hammer it. You just have to hammer it until it's coming out. Don't be afraid to hammer it. You want to destroy it. There is a special place where you can hammer it. It's built like this, and after it's coming out you just have to let it hang, and just make sure you know the position of the wires, because when you install it, the new shock absorber, you have to install it in the same way, because otherwise the wires won't be mounted exactly how they're supposed to be mounted. You have to let everything like this. Don't move anything. Don't be afraid, because the wires are not in tension. The hub is staying onto the lower arm from the left side, and after that you'll have to move up and remove the screws and the bolts from the top part of the shock absorber. To remove the bolts from the top part, you'll have to use a 13mm socket and an E12 to remove the bolt which is holding the metal bar. I think it's a stability bar, something like that. Okay, so like this, the front shock absorber is removed. Make sure you don't lose the top part, the top plastic part. I'm not sure for what this is used, but if it's there, it's meaning that there is a special place for it, so we don't have to lose it. Okay, so this is the top flanges from the shock absorber, and as you all can see, the flanges have a lot of play in them. This is why I also chose to remove them and replace them. Just look how much play they have. So today I will show you how to replace those one also. I'm replacing everything. I'm just keeping the spring, because the spring is in a very good condition. It's not rusty and is not broken. Okay, so from here, just follow what I'm doing. You'll have to take a flat screwdriver and remove the cap from the bolt. To remove the bolt, I'm using an impact gun. You can use a special key. I think it's an 18mm socket, and you'll also have to hold the bolt from not spinning when you're trying to remove the nut. But it's very fast and easy with an impact gun. So here I'm using a special press. I think this spring press is holding about 6 tons. It's very strong and it's very good when you're working with springs and with shock absorbers. Here, because the bolt was spinning when I tried to remove the nut, I had to hold it with my pliers. You just have to put something because you don't want to scratch the piston from inside the shock absorber. You don't want to scratch it, and if you're using some pliers, you have to make sure that you hold it very hard so you don't have to force it to spin inside the pliers. Something like that, if it makes sense. Here, just notice the order on which how I disassembled everything. This is my new shock absorber, and before installing the new shock absorber, I always recommend, and it's recommended, to push the piston a few times in this position until it's building pressure and it's ready to go and be installed onto the car. When you're installing your new shock absorber, you have to install it in this way, in this order. And if you're using a press like this, you have to install the press like this, because otherwise you won't have the possibility to spring enough, to compress the spring enough in order to make the piston from the shock absorber go through and tie everything back together. You will have to use the same technique as I'm using here. Just make sure that the spring is aligned properly. It's aligned properly with the shock absorber and with the bushing from the top and the bottom. And after that, everything is ready to go. The spring is installed properly, everything is perfectly, and as I always say, it's very good if you check it again with your normal tools. And to check it again, you just have to use an 18mm socket, and you have to hold the bolt from not spinning, and everything is fine. After that, you have to install the top part, the top plastic part. When you're ready to install the shock absorber, you just have to make sure that you're putting into the correct position. And to put it in the correct position, you have to align that little hole with that metal part. As you can see, you have to align it like this, and in this way you will know that the shock absorber is installed properly. And from here, it's the same as for the disinstallation. You just have to install everything from the top, and after that you'll have to put everything from the bottom. Okay everybody, so I'm done with installing everything back on the car. I installed everything properly and how it was before, even better I think. This is how the shock absorber is looking. It's looking perfectly. This is the bushing, this is how everything is installed, this is how the wires look and how you have to install them. And from here everything is very simple. Thank you all for watching. This is how to replace a front shock absorber for a BMW 3 Series E90. It's very easy, it's a very easy job, you can do it everywhere. You just have to have some tools and the patience to do it. Thank you all for watching. If you liked this video informative, please leave a like and a comment down below. See you next time.